Okay, brothers, what's your name? Tell the people of Barber TV what your name is.
My name is
where you from?
Charles Andre Greer. I call myself Charles Andre out here because Greer is kind of a difficult name to pronounce, especially for Spanish people. So I just say Charles Andre. And originally from Houston, Texas. Been out in Spain for in March it'll be 24 years. So I came out here, some time ago.
Wow. What brought you to Spain? A brother from Texas, Spain. That's a.
It's a jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit of So basically, I was just explaining to my mans earlier that basically, I was working for a multinational company. I finished college, working for a multinational company in computer industry in Austin, Texas. And I was out for a month with a stress-related illness. And I said, I'm only 21 years old. How can I be stressed out? My father worked in the IT industry for 30 years. And I said, I don't want that life. I want to travel, I want to do things. And I met somebody who lived here at the time. And then 3 months later, I packed up my stuff, quit my job, and I came out.
So what was that culture shock? Did you speak Spanish at the time?
I did not. I took Spanish classes, high school, college, but I always say cabeza, cerveza. I can say that. I can't say a lot else. Most importantly was trying to figure out understanding anything with language. You can talk a language, but until you can understand what people tell you, you're lost. So I spent 6 months just quiet, because I could go to the place and ask for, I want some ham. And they would say, well, what you want? A half, a quarter, this, that, you want it packaged like this? And when they start talking, you don't know what they're talking about. So I just was quiet. So I listened, I learned, and that's it. Just getting with the people, and that's how I learned. Within 2 years, I was pretty much fluent out here. So that's how it started.
I saw you at the show. I was very impressed. I'm always impressed when I see brothers speaking multiple languages. And I'm going to stay in Colombia for a whole month. I'm hoping I can soak up some more Spanish.
I'm sure you will, yeah.
So, how are you? You said you worked in the computer industry.
Yep.
Now, how did you get into the barber industry?
Just like everything else, it found me. I'm from Texas. I tell this story all the time. When I was a kid, we go to the barbershop. The barbershop was a place to commune with people in the community. It was all there. My dad was local politics. He was worked in that, the school board, all those kind of things. So always into community, and the barbershop for me was that place. So even here, after a few years, here I was cutting my own hair because there weren't any black barbers here. There weren't very many black people in Spain at all that I knew. And
what year was this when you came?
96.
96, okay.
My best friend, he came in 92. And then after a couple of years, I went back to cutting my own hair. Because when I was a kid, as I always say, back in the 80s, the kids, you couldn't go to the barbershop and get a high top fade that Jazzy Jeff or that Fresh Prince, Will Smith, or one of those cats was wearing, the Kid and Plays. So all the boys in the neighborhood, we used to cut each other's hair. Mm-hmm. So I'm not a barber, but I used to cut my own hair for a few years, and then when I came out here, I had to cut it again. So I came out and started teaching English. I worked in finance, trading, different industries. But I've taught here, but I taught in the government with the president's staff, directors of hospitals, law firms, things like that. And I was just doing it because it was to make money and eat. Right. So my barber, Dominican cat, said, "Yo, why don't you bring this hair gel? Because ever since I've come here, I worked for different companies as a private agent, as an import-export agent, bringing goods in, buying goods, finding goods. I can find anything on the internet. Where a lot of people, I need this, boom, I can find it. So I've always found products for people all over the world, here, around the world. So guy said, you should bring this hair gel. It's #1 in the Dominican Republic. I just came back. And
what was the name of that hair gel?
That's that Extreme, Wetline Extreme. So he thought it was American. I got home, called the company, come to find out it's Mexican. It's okay, I speak Spanish. This was in 95, 94 maybe. And got in touch with the company. They said, yeah, we'll get back to you. 6 months passed by, nothing. Go back to the shop. He's like, yo, Chuck, what happened about that gel? I said, I don't know, I'll call again. Call back to Mexico. Okay, I'm the person to talk to. I'll put you directly into the international marketing team, blah, blah. Come to find out, the company had already tried to bring the product. They were already bringing the product to Spain. They were just legalizing it in the country. So I contacted the people. They made me, went to Madrid, met with the people who were importing. They made me the distributor for Catalonia, which is this region in the northeast of Spain. What do I know about hair gels? And they normally sold in supermarkets. And me, quick thinking, I said, that's not the place to be. Spanish people don't try things new. They're not gonna go in and just like, yo, pick up something new because they see it on sale or it's cheap like the next brand. They're gonna go with the one they know. How do I get it? Let me go to the hood, find the Dominicans who already know the product, and let them sell it, let them make some money. They were selling it too cheap. I raised the price, sold it for more, and they sold it on for more. So they was making their money, I was making my money, everybody was happy. But by the third barbershop I went to, with boxes of gel in my free time on Thursdays and Fridays, on Saturdays, I walk around the barbershops on my motorcycle, my scooter, pop it, yo, you want to buy some of this gel? So by the third time somebody asked me, do you have razor blades? I was like, nah, but I have them next week. Went home, how do I get razor blades? Look on the internet, find a guy, become a distributor, become a wholesaler. So I started distributing products. Can you get clippers? Yeah. Next week I'll have them. Called walls. Started bringing in the walls. Can you get the Andes? I became the representative for Andes for this region as well. So all of that, I was doing the barber supply, and I was like, it's a lot of talent out here. And I see those guys in the States doing a lot of barber battles, and it's bringing people up. And because I know the corporate world, and I know the guys on the block. I always say from the barbershop to the boardroom. So I sit down with the owners, CEOs, marketing managers, and I'm still in the streets. So I talk to the guys, and they don't connect. And so that's what I've done for them. I've been able to put that connection.
Bridge the gap.
Bridge the gap. That's the word. Thank you. Sometimes I lose my English. After so long speaking Spanish, you forget how to say certain things.
So, what year did you tell me what inspired you to do the Golden Chair International?
Golden Chair International was created out of something I've learned now as I'm getting older. Sometimes you don't have to force things to happen. Actually, you almost shouldn't do it. Just let them happen, because as long as you're open-minded enough to learn from them and appreciate them for whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, and make it the positive out of it, you'll be okay. So doing the barber supply, thinking when I started working for Andes, they brought me to the trade shows, the Spanish trade shows, and I saw that the barbers were absolute garbage. I said,
which shows was that?
These were Spanish, like the trade shows,
here,
the trade fairs, in Spain.
Right. Yeah,
because it was Andes Spain, so it was a distributor, the Spanish distributor. And so I go to the first trade fair, and I'm thinking in Barcelona, and I'm like, these barbers are horrible. They can't even cut a fade. All the while, the hipster movement is starting. Barbershops are starting to be a little bit more popular. There weren't a lot of barbershops in the 80s in Europe. Kind of barbershops faded out, late 70s, early 80s, because everyone went unisex salon.
Yeah.
Everybody shaves. You don't need a barbershop.
I will attribute the black barbers brought barbering back.
Thank you. I don't say that.
It's true. I'm just saying the truth because of what we did with styles, what we've done with competitions and the hair shows. We made it cool again, and then now everybody's back with the old school shops,
classic barbers, all of that.
We brought the game back.
I believe so too.
Along with the Latino barbers, because they were there too, but it's really, we spearheaded the whole, because we never left.
It's the urban, we never left. They're not going anywhere else. No, ever. I said for a lot of years, when I left home, I was like, yo, I never let a woman cut my hair again. I had a woman cut my hair and it was horrible, and I was like, but when I started the barber battles, right here they wanted to do the barbers, and they started doing lady barber battles, and I'm like, I'm not separating, because I thought back when I grew up, the barbers in the States back then, and that's just a lot in the South, were women, because after the Second World War, all the men were all fighting, so there was a lot of women that did the men's jobs. So my barbershop was a barbershop called Sisters Barbershop around the corner from my house. And there was two ladies in there, I don't know, maybe 50s, 60s, whatever. who cut hair.
Right.
So I don't distinguish between that. But for the new styles, we had to do it ourselves. That's how I kind of liked and loved the barbering aspect. But I don't know. I agree with you 100%. We kind of make that because we haven't changed. The brothers never leave the barbershop, and they still go once and twice a week to the barbershop to get tightened up and make sure everything is
right.
And no one else does that.
So, what date was the first Golden Chair battle? And was it here in Barcelona?
It was in Barcelona. It was January. January 2016. I planned it for October, November 2015, but I couldn't get a venue. I couldn't secure a venue. Mm-hmm. And so I had to postpone it. I had to push the date. And it was okay because I found that venue, the same venue we're in now, that's where I started. Mm-hmm. I was able to amass about 400 people for the first battle in total, which was it was a feat. I was like really surprised. Yeah. But I remember doing everything myself. There was no one else. I didn't have somebody doing the sign-ups, the registrations, and then someone. I had the judges, and I did all of the numbers. I did the registrations. I did all myself because I like to know how to do everything. Not for nothing, but if I know how to do it all, then I can teach somebody else how to do it.
I understand that. Self-sufficient.
Yeah.
When you started the event, one of the highlights, the most amazing parts of your event is the actual trophy.
Okay.
You know, getting that trophy to have a golden chair, which is a metal trophy.
Yeah, brass. Yeah, brass statue.
You know, which is very impressive because I know when I was doing things, I was looking at, and they were telling me what it took to make a mold and all kind of crazy stuff. It was
all of that. I did that.
It was a little bit, they kind of discouraged. But I see you pushed on. What inspired
the golden chair?
The golden chair. And did you have that trophy from the first battle?
No, second battle.
Okay.
Came out the second battle. Okay, so I mean, I'm a thinker. I create. I didn't know I was a creative until maybe 4 years ago.
Really?
5 years ago. It didn't even come to my head. So I've seen other trophies around. Look on the internet, and I see, in the States they have the big, I'll call them softball trophies. Yeah. They're 6 feet high they don't do those kind of trophies here. They do the World Cup type trophies, which are the cups for football. They soccer, these soccer type trophies.
Like that for my first battle. Cup.
And I said, nah, I don't want that. I need to have something that's mine. And it wasn't called Golden Chair. It was called American Barber Battle because my distribution company is American Barber Supply, EU. So I was bringing in products they couldn't get. They didn't have half guards here, or 1.5 guards. So I was buying those at $100 a clip, bringing them out. That's what I said. So that was the barber supply. I was the guy who was bringing all the stuff from the States, supplying the guys in the hood.
Perfect.
So, and I wanted to give them a platform. That's how I created the Golden Chair, because of that. They need a platform to mix into the society, the local society. So, American Barber Battle. I was the first American style barber battle in Europe, in Spain rather. So a guy down south copied it. I did my battle in January, he did his in March. In April, he copyrighted the name copyrighted the name Barber Battle. They allowed him to do that because they're Spanish. They don't know that. That's like saying a café con leche. Yeah, in Spain.
Okay.
So
because I have the Barber Battle copyright in New York, in the United States, but it's a half patent. No one can stop me from using it, but they can use it as well because it's such a common name. Exactly. And someone actually opposed the copyright.
The copyright.
Someone I know. Oh, Kamal's a great guy, but it's they opposed it, so I got like a half copyright.
Exactly. Well, because it is a genuine
trademark.
Name.
I got to have trademark, but no one can stop me from using it. But I understand.
So I had that, but you know what? We said bad things don't happen for that good things won't come out of it. Yeah. It's got to be something good. So what happened was, this guy supposedly, I've heard from later it was because of somebody in another city. They didn't want them to have. All I know is I had the first battle. They did the name. Since then, everybody used it. But 5 days before my second event, I got a letter from his lawyer saying cease and desist using barbell. I'm going ape shit, going, what are you talking about? My website where people sign up is American Barber Battle. Whatever, everything is that. But I had already made the trophy a month earlier. So as a trophy, I put a Sillón de Oro in Spanish, golden chair. I was like, I can't put it in Spanish because I'm international. I have to make it international. Golden Chair International. And boom, I brought the trophy to the forefront. And that, it was crazy because that year I had Ivan Suarez and Chico Boom from Florida came out. Both he and Danny Amarim were working for Curtis, with Exotics. They came out and hosted my battle.
Danny's a good friend of mine. His first battle was the New York City Barber Battle.
Really?
Yes.
Danny, a good guy. Really, really appreciate it. I've learned a lot from him.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
A good guy. And the thing was, he posted a video on Instagram. He was like, the dopest. Yo, you see this boy? Like the dopest trophy in the game. And Eric from Barbershop Connect reposted it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that was kind of like, boom. I said, it's like I hit the nail on the head with this one, right?
Yes, you did.
Like somebody's gonna see this one day, and it's gonna be. So it just created a boom, and I've gone from there to Golden Chair Education, Golden Chair Foundation, which I'm creating now to do other things with nonprofit. Yeah, so that's how it all came about. That's how. So the second year, it was still American Barber Battle, but I had Golden Chair already there. So within a month, I changed everything to Golden Chair International. Got my patent on Golden Chair, my copyright, and the rest is history.
That's good, man. It happened for a reason.
Exactly. That's what I said. I was like, oh, I didn't want that. I didn't even like the logo I had. It was something that I made myself. I'm not a designer. I'm not that kind of creative. I'm not that artistic. I'm vision. I see things.
Right.
So.
This is your 6th year.
The 6 battles. The 5th year, the 6th battle I did because in 2017 I did 2 battles. One in Seville in the south of Spain, in like the highest-end disco nightclub that they have. Moet Chandon is their sponsor. There's only 3 in the country in Europe that have like the Moet Chandon Wall. Big nightclub. It was massive. Had 1,000 people in Seville. Crazy. And that's what I did 2 that year. But then it was also a learning experience because the guy I was with got me. I wound up losing 14 grand on that show. Spent another year trying to pay all that money back, and decided never to work with anybody else like that again. You learn from getting smacked in the mouth. They say in Spanish from the hola. So I took a big hit on that, and then I just said, you know what, I'll do to Barcelona. Barcelona has enough attraction, and I've been traveling to other cities around Europe for the last 4 years, trying to find other people to do it in those cities. Very complicated, because barbers, and most of the time, barbers aren't really good businessmen in that sense. Not the magnitude.
Just artists.
They're just, exactly. So what I did was, I decided I'm working with distributors trying to find different places to go. And you already know, I know it's probably your next question. Where am I going now? Well, I'm going, because of this, I went to Africa 3 years, to Ghana, and met some people there. I have a few friends that have businesses there, and that's the next frontier. So I'll be there in 2 weeks to do the final setups. And in a month, I'll do Golden Chair Ghana.
And that's
Kumasi, March 15th. Yeah, in Kumasi. I decided, so I've gone twice now, and I've done talking to the barbers and the barber associations. And I feel like everybody goes to Accra. Accra is the city, it's the capital. But it's very European in a lot of ways. When everybody goes there, that's one thing that I found. Everybody, the year to return, and you look at it so you go all the way across the globe to go to a high-end club and buy bottles and get tables, and get table service. I went the first time I went. I stayed in a nice hotel. I said, I don't want to do that. I want to visit and be in in country.
And now everything is just subject to go up now that they had all the most famous people be there.
Everything.
So everything was probably going to be more expensive now.
Exactly. Well, that last week, I had a few friends to go, and the other day there was a post. African lady saying, why are you guys doing this to all these people, you know, the diaspora? They're coming back from the UK, from Europe, from the States, and y'all tripling, quadrupling the prices on them. Yeah, you don't need to do that. Why? You know, it's not necessary. But a businessman would say that's just supply and demand.
Yeah, but it kind of makes us feel like it was the whole thing that created a problem. Like it was a ploy to, grease the palms of the business world in Accra. Like, for me, standing on the outside, it's like a great promotion. And now you reap the benefit of the promotion.
Yeah.
You know that black people are sympathetic to Africa all over the world. I know we're getting a little off topic, but we're very sympathetic to Africa all over the world.
Absolutely.
We all want to reconnect and connect, you know?
Well, because we live in other people's cultures.
Right. That's right. So we all want to reconnect with the motherland. So of course, it's a draw to us all around the world. It's a draw. And they made this big event, and a lot of celebrity and everything, which is just going to cause everyone who wants to go to pay more money for everything. The flight's probably gone up, the hotel's gone up, the Airbnb's gone up, the restaurant's gone up. And that's the only thing. But you're not doing it in Accra. You're doing your event in Kumasi,
which is the Ashanti capital.
Ashanti capital. Okay.
So which is about 3.5 hours, 4 hours, maybe 400 kilometers. So we're like 250 miles, 200 miles north of Accra.
So when you
on the coast,
fly into Accra, then you want to catch another flight to Kumasi?
You can catch a flight to Kumasi, which is a 40-minute flight.
Wow.
It's not expensive at all. This time I didn't even take the flight. I took the bus because I took 3 barbers and a photographer with me because I did an event in Kumasi the last time I was there
saw it on
in October.
Instagram page.
Exactly. So I did a lot of things. The Spanish barbers came out in droves to give me free clippers, shears, and blades, capes, all kinds of equipment. I took 2 suitcases. Half of one suitcase was my clothes. Everything else, and I left boxes of stuff here. So we went out in the streets in Kumasi and Accra giving away clippers, shears, everything that we had. I gave away just loads of stuff. And the people were just excited. People were like, do I have to pay when you're coming back to get them? Do I have to pay? No, just for you. So we'll be back next year to do an event. We'd like you to come out. It's fantastic.
Well, I'm definitely going to do all I can do to be there. I want to go anyway.
Right.
I was on my schedule to get there somehow anyway in March. So I'm definitely going to do all I can to be there and cover it.
Yeah.
You know?
That'd be great. It's going to be, the people are really friendly. Really nice.
And I could do whatever. I can do a class and all that because I used to be a licensed teacher. I used to be a state board examiner.
Of course.
You know, but now
that was, and we'll do that. And like I said, like obviously with Golden Chair, I bring a lot of people out to share the experience for judging and all that. But I said with Ghana, listen, if you want to come, I'll give everybody. You want to come? Turn up. I may help with something, but for the most part, I just want you guys to come on. I'm going to be there. Yeah. And I know I'm going to be bringing something special to the people.
No doubt.
So I think I have something to offer. And they have something to offer us. Because I learned so much from them, people with no clippers. Every barber shop had one pair of scissors, and they were all either the ones you cut chickens with, kitchen shears, or the ones that you cut paper with as a kid. Yeah. That's what they were using.
They make it work.
They make it work. And then I had barbers the old school barbers that had nothing but a razor blade and a comb. And
they the tightest hair like that in Haiti.
The tightest fades.
Yeah.
The tightest fades.
Yeah.
Guys told me I got to do a fade. They didn't even know the clippers. What's this? And we still gave them the clippers.
It's just a lot of people from the Caribbean when they come to the States it's the same.
Yeah. They're
already bad with less, and when they get those modern
they get
clippers,
real tools, yeah, exactly.
Forget about it.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
That's why I respect people always. Who do you think the best barbers in the world? I said Latino barbers, specifically Colombians, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans. They have
Trinidad,
Brazilian, Trinidad, because they have all hair
Jamaica.
types.
Yes.
But with those in the other regions, like
Yes.
Jamaica's more black. But when you like Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, they have the Puerto Ricans will go from black black as coal to white as white
too, because they got the Indian.
Exactly. So you got the curly hair off to the straight blonde hair, and they know how to do all hair types. And for me, that's kind of when it comes to barbering and grooming, I think that's something that's why I like
because
it.
a lot of black barbers might be limited to their texture, and a lot of
and only
European
clippers.
White barbers are limited to their texture
And shear only.
Right.
They're not used to doing clipper cuts.
But the South American, Central American,
they've got it both.
They got it because they got the African influence from the indigenous influence to the
European influence. Exactly.
You're right.
And that's why I always consider us to be some of the best barbers I've ever seen. I don't know. It's just a different. And we could go on and on. But like for example, like in the States, the way the movement of barbering and education is going is completely opposite from Europe. So like the last 5 years ago, I did the first class here with Julius Caesar, right? He was teaching people how to fade because they didn't know how to fade properly.
Yeah.
But in the States, the guys, they already knew how to fade, but they didn't know the shear work.
Yeah, I
and
saw
these guys out here,
shear work.
No, some of the shear work yesterday was. I just saw some of it today. Amazing, literally amazing, and that was like. So I think that's one of the beauties of the Golden Chair is that I knew where I was. I wanted to bring the urban to them, but I wanted to mix the two, so we could have a little bit of both, and it wasn't one-sided.
Yeah, I think you did a great job of that.
Thank you.
Great job of that. How can people contact you if they want to participate, if they want to help, if they want to sponsor?
Golden Chair International, goldenchairintl.com. That's the website. Generally, it's just for the battle, but there is a contact form. But it's info@goldenchairintl.com. They can always get me there, or on Instagram. I do use it quite often, and yeah, that's the best way. So hit me on IG or.
One last question. Securing, which is very important. This is what I was challenged with a lot when I was doing the New York City Barber Battle. Securing sponsorship. How was that journey? How did you make that happen? Because I saw you had a nice bit of sponsors there.
Okay. My philosophy in life, and especially with this business, has been, if you old enough to remember that old movie with, it was Kevin Costner, The Field of Dreams, with, what's his name, James Earl Jones. And he came out, he said, build it and they will come.
Yeah.
So I believe in building something of quality. I'm not coming to you with some crazy idea and say, listen, this is what I got and it's gonna be fantastic, but I've never done anything. I said, let me invest my own time, my energy, my passion, my money out of my own pocket, and I'll show you. My daddy always used to say, I'm from the South, and that I can show you better than I can tell you. So I'm not gonna tell. I can tell you what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna show you. And then once you see the results, you'll want to come on board. And that's kind of what's happened. I literally this year I had a few more sponsors this year than last year. The first year I had one, maybe two. I was my own sponsor because I have several different brands, and then because I was distributing some other brands from the States and different places, I put those on the sponsor. Like I had 7 or 8 people, but they were all brands that I was distributing here. So I was promoting my own business at the same time as other people's to try to create that, that illusion of having something that's really big when you really,
Yeah.
And that's the way it was. But it's grown into that. But I guess that's the energy that you put into making something great.
Yeah.
Everybody asked me, friend Bird Mina asked me this morning, Charles, are you happy? Are you very happy about the show? I said, I'm never happy. Because no matter what I do, there's always something wrong. I always want it to be perfect. I want to go home and not receive that email message at 3 in the morning because somebody's angry because I did something wrong or something happened. That's never going to happen. But you just have to be happy with it. So I'm happy with the result. The show was fantastic. The people were fantastic, and I'm looking forward to doing it. Every time I go home, I always say, I'm never doing that again. And within an hour, I'm saying, all right, well, next year if I do this, and I said, but didn't you just say that internal fight of, I'm not doing that again, but you can't help it, but I always want to get better.
That's right.
That's it.